Yo, what's poppin'?
No. Easy, my G. Easy skanking. Easy like Sunday morning. We're easy and we're cool as the breeze.
Your intros keep getting longer and longer and longer. I think look, is that
It's
on
like
purpose or?
no, it's like when you're playing cricket, right? You have like a stance. We call it taking guard.
Okay.
That stance that you take where you're waiting for the bowler to come through and you're just tapping the bat on the floor. It's not necessary, but it gets you. It's like a trigger movement, right? So this is my trigger movement ish or trigger entry, whatever it is.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. You good though?
I'm alive and kicking, my G. How are you?
I mean, I'm always good. Mnandi, life is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway.
Everything is nice.
Yeah, you know what it is. Guys, welcome back. It's another episode, or AP, since the sword is going to be short. That's a stinky. Anyway. I am channeling my inner Senna.
Not even a husband, you already started with, that's not inner me. Me, my joke slaps.
Anyway, guys, welcome back at 6 Foot Weights, your favorite hour with your favorite cheese boys. My name is Tabo.
And my name is Senna.
And we're back for another week to do the damn thing. This week is going to be a pretty short one because of schedules and life and all that shit. We have to make money, So we're trying to chase the bag. Therefore, podcast time had to be cut down. Who knows? Actually, I say this now, and then this shit winds up being 2 hours.
Confirm. I'm not like 2 hours.
Personally. So anyway, unless you guys are going to be paying us $10 per person, then we can work with that. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
$10 per person per hour. I was looking at these. I'm looking at these reservations for this one joint. Don't ask me why I was looking, but I was just looking at this place. And there's a $12 per person per night.
Yeah, that needs to be abolished.
How are you guys affording vacation like $12 per person per night? Out of curiosity.
So I didn't know they did that in SA as well, because I know that's a very popular thing in Zim. You go to these nice lodges, land in Zim, so I want $300 per person per night. And I'm just like,
yeah.
So now, if I want to bring my kids, you're effectively telling me that me, my kids, and my wife, it's $1,000 a night.
So I actually think it's a lodge mentality. So the place I was checking out was a lodge, and it was saying per person per night, and then for kids, I think it's 50%. I think it's a lodge thing targeted specifically at tourists. But like on Airbnb, you'll find proper places that are just like Peru.
Yeah. No, because I think at the end of the day, just charge. If you want to overcharge and say $700 per night, then say $700 per night. Don't give me this BS of $250. Yeah, what? But because it's like, I don't know. I just think it doesn't make sense, especially marketing wise, to say because so effectively you're asking people who are like maximum 2 people. To come, because now, right now, I think they need to abolish that thing. Anyway, Mr. Moy, is there any housekeeping that we need to do, or we can go straight into it?
Let's go straight into the ting.
Straight into the ting. All right, and straight into the tings we go. So I guess we can start with Ilokuzin. The first topic would be Dell Curry. I don't know if you probably saw it because Nat she actually lost her mind when she read that thing. She was endorsing his message, but I didn't read the article in terms of what actually happened. So Dell Curry is the father of Steph Curry, who I'm sure now a lot of people know. So yeah, he's an ex-NBA player, but this is not the purpose of the story. The whole reason why he was in the news recently was he was allegedly getting a divorce from wife, or maybe estranged wife. I don't know what the situation is. Sonia Curry. So they've been married for 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I'm trying to peruse through the article. So I'll let the people know why exactly they're looking to divorce. Okay, cool. So, man, this thing wants me to pay. No, thanks. I don't want to pay for a subscription.
Why are you being a cheapskate?
And you see, this thing is now taking away the article. But anyway, point is, it sounds like Uti, the guy, is just not feeling the marriage anymore for whatever reason, right? They're kind of growing apart. I don't know. Right?
30 years.
Yeah.
They're not feeling it anymore.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where like it's just been in the works for a while, but no one has actually actioned it, and now they're actioning it. So, yeah. Anyway, point is, this random person on Twitter goes and makes a thread, essentially saying, right, Dal, this is a message from me to you. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. You don't want to be in the streets. Exactly. Essentially, he was trying to warn off, Dell Curry, be like, no, bro, go and apologize to your wife, and be like, I know I was just playing around. I want to be with you because the streets are not safe. You don't want to be in the streets, fam. They pegging out here, like it was a lot. So again, I'll try and find the thread and I'll go through some of the, the best parts of it. But yeah, it was a lot that was going on. But what was your take in terms of this guy's comments on the streets?
You know what, right? If you've been with someone for 30 years, more than anything, was tata pispin so one day and saying you don't want anymore. Because I imagine they become a part of your everyday.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, it just becomes routine. You and them together just becomes a routine. It's part of your life. It's like your hip, right? One day and just decide, okay, I'm out. Like, I think I'm struggling with that. One day someone could wake up after 30, 40 years and just be like, I'm out. But I understand maybe some people.
Hold on. I'll pause you right there. So I've obviously good old TMZ Sports has the scoop. So what it says here is Dell Curry says his estranged wife Sonia cheated on him with a former New England Patriots tight end and lied to him about it. It's all spelled out in the court documents obtained by TMZ Sports, in which Steph Curry's father says Sonia has been dating Steven Johnson, a 6th-round pick in the 1988 NFL draft. And then the other interesting thing. So Dell says Sonia began the extramarital affair with Mr. Johnson during the marriage prior to the date of separation, which she lied to him about each time she cheated on him. Dell says in the documents, says Sonia is actually living with Johnson in Tennessee. This is wild. And he claims that she should not be entitled to any alimony because of it. Obviously, alimony, you can explain, I don't even know how that shit works properly. But yeah, that's the scoop. And then those who are interested can obviously Google this.
Alimony is basically maintenance you pay to the person that you're divorcing, usually your wife.
Does it go both ways?
Yeah, it can, depending on the one who makes more money.
Ah, I see.
And the one who is left off in a worse financial state because of the divorce.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hey!
So basically, don't think that No, it's very expensive, this thing. That's why when you're married in community of property, that person takes 50% of everything that you have, and at times they can even claim for like maintenance if they've become
on top of the 50%.
Yeah, if they become accustomed to a certain lifestyle that they've been, earning by virtue of being married to you, then you have to pay them. You have to continue to upkeep that person's standard of life until they remarry, I think.
Wow.
I'm not a family law expert, but I think from what I remember in family law, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But back to your actual question. But I think I'll still maintain, why are you cheating when you're with someone for 30, 40, whatever years? Like, I think there comes a point in time where when you're within someone like that, certain things can't go on.
So obviously now having learned some of this context, I think my take is slightly changed. But anyway, I found the thread. It's Solomon at Solomon, Missouri, tweeted this. So he starts like Senna said, but let me tell you something. You don't want to be out here. You think you want to be out here because you're not here. But when you get here, you ain't gonna want to be here no more.
Hallelujah.
Last time you was out here was different, which is another fact. You think it's something better. I've come to let you know the best you're gonna get is what you already got. So then he goes about so I don't know what you're gonna I don't know what I don't know why you don't want to do the work. You're going to come out here and you're not going to like it. All they do is podcast and talk about plate fixing. 14 minutes being out here, you're going to start saying, these females, if you can make it work, do so. And then let me see. Oh yeah, you don't want to be out here letting TikTok dances and falling off milk crates. Love the wife of your youth. And it goes on to say, but they want rounds now. You better pray about not coming out here. And then let me see. There's another part where that was.
The part that killed me. I'm not sure if you read it. Where he goes, but they're pegging out here.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're pegging out here was the ultimate line.
Like, bro, like it's not the same. Like what you left behind all those years, to get into Mjolo. What you are finding now is a different dating world, right? It's changed. It's like when was it Chris Rock in his stand-up in Tambourine, when he was talking about his divorce, and he's like, yeah, I'm recently divorced, started dating again. He's like, yo, nowadays it's different. These young hands, they're energetic. He's like, now you've come used to a certain kind of life and whatever. Now you're back in the streets and yay.
Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough. Anyway. Yeah, no. So at the end, he basically said, these people are 60% crab leg, 30% iced coffee, and 10% vape pen. Beloved, whatever went wrong, go back, make it right. They pegging out here. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you. These people are the children of Rihanna born in the fires of chaos. You're ready to live your life you're ready to leave your wife of 30 years till you wake up and your body is surrounded by rose quartz and moon water. I don't know what the fuck that means, but essentially, long story short, my man said, Dell Curry, it's okay, forgive her, forgive her. Small cheating, forgive her, bro, because good trick. And like I mentioned in the beginning, she straight up was like, nah, Chief, this guy is right. You don't want to be out here. The streets are tough. So essentially, long story short, Senna, this guy was saying, Vegezela. Do you agree with this message?
So I agree in part, right? I agree in the sense that Vegezela, but I'd also like to flip it and say, also when you're in a good thing and you found a good thing, guys, ningai mosh, because the streets are like, and I'd like to say because I'm not sure she's the one who cheated, I assume, right?
Yeah, even that's what the article says.
The streets are going to deal with her. It's not the same anymore. What you left, or what, because there's always this temptation, I think, from when you're in a relationship, and maybe you look at Senna and you're like, the freedom that he has, he can just wake up kusasa and go to gym. When he's thinking of spending, he's calculating his own drinks. He's not thinking double.
Times two.
Yeah, exactly. There's that. I think a lot of people in relationships often envy the single life at times. And like, he doesn't have to think about, I must text Don't have to wake up and think, oh, I must call Ban and must report to whoever. If I want to go here, I don't need to negotiate with anyone about when I'm coming back and if I'm going, who I'm going with. I just get up and I go, right?
Yeah.
So I think for a lot of people who've been in relationships for long, that stuff looks like it's fun. It looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's not. Because they're begging out you get into the comfort of being with someone, and it's in more ways than just chilling and stuff, right? It's even sexually. There's things you get comfortable with and things that you like, spending as well, conversation, all these things. Nowadays you come back into the streets and you must now tolerate indisning, bruh.
But imagine
get ready.
You're a hand, you've coached your dude to do it the way exactly like it's now, it took time. You invested months, and the guy is now top tier. He went from being a 3 for you to now is a 12 out of 10. Then to now go and coach someone. Jack, bro.
To now go experiment. Then you experiment. Maybe you get caught. Maybe after a little while. It's that whole 80-20 thing, right? You have 80%, then you go out in search of the 20. You find the 20 and you think the 20 is amazing. Then you leave it, you go there, and actually not that great. And so that's why I say I agree, but to a certain extent also to the person who was doing the dribbling. Before you do the dribbling, remember, Wuti, out here, it's not as... It's cold now, right? It's not as nice. Love the wife of youth, only in the sense that Katesi, Ama 2000s are doing things differently, guys.
Yeah, no. They're wild. They are wild.
They're doing things very differently now. Like Katesi, the conversation is different. It's the TikTok generation. You get there, to settle keep your phone, let's make a TikTok. Let's make a Snapchat. Maybe you're used to the whole wine, dine, you get there, I won't get on my phone maybe when you started dating. And now you get there, this hand is like, so what's your handle? What's your at?
No, for real. I think about some of my boys who are with my 2K or messing around with my 2K, and I'm just like, chief for twins, my bro. Like, no, so it's just, I'm just like, chief. It's tough out here, man. And these 2Ks are running the streets, bro. Some of your buddies are out here, and it's just like, at least with these eyes here too, Hans our age, we're just making our buddies, smoke up. It's like, okay, fine. Yeah, please, really, but I want 2K. Your buddy's on TikTok trending, bro. Aye. Wins.
And it's changed, right? When Mans went, when he went into the relationship, it was different. Hans didn't own, maybe they didn't own sex toys, maybe they didn't even know they were entitled to orgasms. They are now demanding. Maybe back then,
that's wild.
He just thought to it, just once I get mine, we sleep. Now you're back in the streets. And they're like, my G. They want rounds and rounds. This into yabo sabelo labo lokuzenin labo mlale yokuthi 1 round then I sleep. Akusasebenzi, guys. Now you come back
2 minutes and that's it.
Now these hands are like, chief. The wife of your youth, she wasn't going to stress you with these things. She was going to be like, whatever it is, it's good.
Nah, that's wild.
Chief, is that everything? It's changed.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. But anyway, we need to keep it moving, Mr. Moy. We need to keep it moving. So guys, add us and let us know. Are you in the streets currently, Gumnandi? Or are you in a relationship and thinking about being in the streets? Let us know. We'll be very curious to hear what people have to say. One thing that we didn't touch on last week, because we ran out of time with Mtogo, was Shikari. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Coming last. So for those who don't know who Shikari is she is an American athlete. and she was banned from the Tokyo Olympics because she tested positive for weed in her system. And, obviously, in this day and age, especially for professional athletes, weed is not a big taboo thing. It doesn't give you a competitive advantage, all this other stuff. But I mean, again, the rules are the rules. But there was this whole, conversation about, come on, you let her compete, blah, 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 blah. Because it looked like she was going to be, challenging for gold medals, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't let her in, to my knowledge. And then she then raced for the first time at the next athletics tournament, which I think was the IAAF. I'm not sure which one it was. But anyway, she came in very confident. All the hype was there with the ride. The person who could have potentially won, the women's 100 meters, 200 meters, what, she's here, And she said that, so I forget who the lady is, the Jamaican lady who won the gold medal. But she was essentially saying,
Elaine Thompson.
Elaine Thompson. So essentially what Sha'Carri said was like, yo, she needs to come and see me. And, it's a slang. So for those who don't know, it's just basically saying, the road to success comes through me. Like I'm at the top of the mountain. She was super confident, right?
Yeah.
And people kind of saw that as, initially it was like, oh yeah, okay, she's all that, she's talking shit, and okay, sharp, she's gonna back it up. Fast forward to the race. Unfortunately, Sha'Carri came dead last. And
the incident had a party. Or third or whatever.
No.
She came last.
Number
got
last.
Burnt by everyone.
And again, obviously, probably there's reasons why. I'm sure she's a better sprinter and ABCD, but a lot of the conversation was centered around how confident, and for some people, I guess it bordered even on the lines of arrogance. With challenges that were genuine challenges. You know what I mean? Not Uguti. She was messing around with, play. These are other ladies, sprinter ladies who were, at the top of their game as well. And it was she came in a bit disrespectful. That was the general consensus, right?
Yeah.
But what was your sort of, opinion on that whole thing?
So I don't think it's actually debatable whether or not she was confident or arrogant. I think she was arrogant. I think confidence is, Bolt was confident. Like he was confident, but you would never go out of his way to almost belittle everyone else. Like, oh, y'all ain't ready for me, that kind of thing. Like, it's just, you must be confident, but when it borders on arrogance, and you can't back it up, you leave yourself very open to ridicule and criticism, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is there's no empathy for the arrogant in life in general. Like, if you are, how can I put it? If I say, yo, Tabo, I will smoke you when we play FIFA.
Yeah.
Right? And I repeat, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to smoke you. The first thing you're going to think about is, all right.
Okay.
When I win, I'm not just going to win and leave it. I'm going to win and then I'm
rub
going
it in
to
your face.
Troll you just because of everything you've said. And I think that's literally what happened. Because leading up to the Olympics, right? She was the exciting prospect. I don't think she'd ever actually won in an Olympic race.
I don't. Yeah, she hadn't competed.
She'd never competed at the Olympics. She's 21.
Yeah.
So she's still young. So there's that whole
first one.
Dude, like, relax, work on your craft, and then come back. Like, the arrogance, this one, because you're beating everyone in America. I haven't met the Jamaican Huns, bro. Those Huns are clocking times which, hey.
All you need to say is Jamaica. Everybody knows, man. We're not talking sprinters, men or women. Everyone, as long as you're putting on the Jamaica colors. Come on, respect.
Isn't Shelly Ann Fraser-Price like a previous world champion, Olympic champion? I think she is a previous gold medalist, Fraser-Price, and she was second in the final race. So there was that whole, okay, Chief, let's see what you do. And then when she got burnt, I think people had a lot to say about her personality. And to be honest, I didn't have sympathy. I know a lot of people are coming, you guys are bullying a black woman, you're just waiting to bully a black woman.
Which also, that didn't make sense to me.
No.
You lost to a bunch of black women.
You lost to black women.
At the end of the day, I feel like if we just take it in. If you're watching a bunch of crocodiles in the river, and then one crocodile had an attitude and, gets trampled by a hippo. And people go, that crocodile, what, and you're like, no, Vele, you were just looking for an opportunity to talk shit about crocodiles. And it's like, bro.
No, it's like,
it's the same playing field,
Easy.
People don't like, I was going to say, one thing I've realized, and it doesn't matter what gender, you are. People don't like arrogance. As a society, we generally don't take kindly to people who are super arrogant, or if you have money and you flaunt it, people don't take kindly on that. They don't like, for whatever reasons, right? But these are just generally things people don't like it. And people want you to be, if you're, for example, an athlete, they want you to be humble, right? And the easy examples that I can look at: one, Michael Jordan, and two, Floyd Mayweather, right? MJ was arrogant, straight up arrogant. MJ would come and talk shit to you on the golf course. Hey, listen, in tomorrow's game, I'm dropping 30 points on you, and you're not going to stop me. And guess what? They didn't stop him, and he dropped the 30 points, right? Mayweather talks shit and never lost in the ring ever in his whole career. And people, especially Mayweather, people hated him, and he flaunted his money. He was arrogant, but hey, they couldn't beat him. But guess what? People tuned in. The reason Floyd made the money that he made was more from his haters than his supporters. You know that? There was people tuning in to Ish. I hope they knock him the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, people would hope for that. Hey, Canelo Alvarez. Hey, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. And then what? Floyd wins. And it would grind these people's gears, because generally, if you're arrogant, people don't like it. And I think Sha'Carri was in the same boat where she was arrogant. But the difference between her and Floyd and MJ is that those guys won. So
they backed it up.
They backed it up. Me, if I talk shit and I beat you in FIFA, then bro, you just have to sit down and take it. But then if I talk shit and then you beat me, then it's another story,
It is, and it's exactly like that. And to touch on something that you said for some reason people don't like arrogance. I think it's more so much that they don't like arrogance, but humility is a nice quality for someone to have. And it's something which is, it's attractive and it's likable. Right?
Yeah.
The moment it becomes a bit arrogant, it becomes, okay, what must happen here? Like, it's not nice anymore. You're not a likable person. It's very easy to find negative to say about you when things don't work out.
Yeah.
All Miguel now needs to do, I think her speech after the race was probably even more worrying, I think, for me, more than the actual coming last.
I'm not done.
What? This is just one race. I'll be back. I've posted the 6th fastest time ever, and fair and fine, but there has to be a point where what she's done is she's elevated her, not the target on her back, but she's left herself a bit more exposed.
But you know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you pay attention to MMA, but remember when Ronda Rousey was big shit? She hadn't lost. She was TKOing women all over the place. And, that was her thing. Her brand was Ronda Rousey kicks ass, A, B, C, D. And the first time, and I'm hoping this doesn't happen for Sha'Carri, the first time Ronda Rousey got beaten, really TKO on the ground, she went to sleep. That was the end of her career. Because even the next fight that she had, she got beaten again. Because she just didn't have the confidence. You know what I mean? Like, I think
psychological block that comes up in times.
Individual sports are so reliant on you believing in yourself and you having that confidence to be like, nah, really, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you. That's individual sports. And once you lose the mental aspect of it, no matter how good you are, because she didn't suddenly get weak. She didn't suddenly get slow. It was in her mind. For the first time ever, someone beat me, and that's a tricky thing. Not many people are able to come back from that. And even Conor McGregor, when he lost, even I don't know if Conor McGregor was unbeaten. I can't remember. But when he had his big L, I think he hasn't won a fight since, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, the other fights he's lost. Like he's fought maybe another 2 times since that big loss that he had. I think it's been at maximum 2, and he's lost. You know, one of those was to Floyd Mayweather in that exhibition, whatever. I don't count that, but there was actual MMA fight. This one where the guy broke his ankle or whatever.
I think he broke his leg, something like that. I think I saw the video.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, so it's like those, and that's bad. You know, before Conor was that guy. You know, and I think in these individual sports, whether it's athletics, combat, golf, whatever, you know, once you lose for some of these, especially these guys that we build up with the, send us big shit. You know, you also buy into it, and it's hard to come back psychologically if you lose. You know,
but
that's what I think.
So 2 things. What I'll say is also be very careful of mankind. Mankind is very quick to take you to a level just so that they can smash you once you get there.
Yeah, no, they build you up so they can, they build you up tall so that they can watch you fall.
So that when they watch you fall, it's a nice sort of fall. Like, keep going. Build up your ego, everything, and then when you're falling, it's to their pleasure. But what I wanted to say is there is, I think I said this with Bolt, there is a difference, I think, between being confident in yourself and being arrogant. And I think once you start seeing the difference, and it's often in whether or not there's any respect to your fellow competitors when you're confident. Because I think once there's a lack of respect, then it becomes arrogance. And then from there...
But I don't think arrogance on its own is a bad thing. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think people, obviously we agree on the confidence line, but some people think once you're arrogant, it's not wrong. I don't think so. I think, honestly speaking, if you're in this, especially if you're in the fight business, you have to be arrogant. You can't show any weakness. People will sniff that out. And it sometimes being arrogant isn't bad, but I think where it becomes tricky is if you lose and now you can't take it. It's one of those things where if you're gonna dish it out and talk shit, just understand that if you lose, it'll be peak. It's kind of like when we have banters, gents, about football, right? If I'm gonna be talking shit, hey ha 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 Arsenal, hey ha 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 Man U, the day Chelsea loses, people are gonna be in my mentions, and then I could become a sore loser and be like, no, I've turned off my Twitter, I've deleted it. But that's that's punk shit, If I was brave enough to tweet with, hey, you Man U ain't shit, then the day we lose as Chelsea, I need to be able to accept that when you guys have a party on my name. You know what I mean? I think that's, once you understand that, I don't care what you do, whether you're arrogant or not. If you understand it's yin and yang, then I'm good.
Okay. But now what I didn't like was then the people that were now jumping to her defense saying people are just now attacking a black woman. I think I think there comes a certain time where you must assess and you're like, this person, time. Not that anyone deserves to be bullied on the internet. But I mean, if you're going to big yourself up to such an extent, you know that you're leaving yourself open to
exactly. And it's even the same as imagine if it was just if Shikari was a guy, for example, and people were like, no, it's just y'all hate black people. Like, no. It's like, come on, that's not in this specific case that we're talking about here. That wasn't. I don't think it was gender biased, because again, she was competing against a bunch of black women.
Yeah.
And obviously the Jamaicans, they came in with extra venom because obviously, it was Jamaican hands that won, and they were, so they came from a rivalry point of view.
You see the Jamaican shots, bruh. Our Jamaicans can roast. Personally, I don't think you should ever upset Jamaican Twitter and American Twitter. Ever.
But once you see yourself... Honestly, that's life, though. I think at the end of the day, people still need to stop being dramatic. People honestly need to stop being dramatic. Or when you're MP, if you talk shit, someone's always going to have receipts. Always. That's just what life is. If you put yourself out there, right? At some point, people come back, circle back, and be like, and because we always joke about the day, it'll be funny the day that the podcast gets cancelled and whatever. The same people who will be cracking the funniest jokes will be listening to this item from day one, bro.
Confirmed.
That's just how life is, when you do this type of stuff, when you put yourself out there, you just know with it's not Some people would defend you for sure, but in others, it's not. They're just there to like, ish, I can't wait for the day Senna falls.
Right.
Like I'm counting down the days. One day Senna's going to have this fuck up, and I'm going to have the time of my life. There's people who are out there and they genuinely invest.
Who was it? Was it Ando who said if we ever being dragged on Twitter, she's gonna open a burner account and get some things off her chair.
Well, actually, she did say that, but I think before thinking about burner accounts, you need to focus on your fantasy team, bro.
Hey, that is catching some hella smoke.
Bro, she keeps dropping. Me, at least I had a decent week. No, I had a decent week, actually. I've actually moved up this weekend. I moved up. So, no. I told you, no man, don't worry about me, bro. Really, it's slow. But once you've done that now, and it's mukad. Yeah, don't play. Then we won't be playing any games, not taking any prisoners. But anyway, let me see what's next on this thing, man. Oh yes, this one we definitely have to talk about. The Kudzai, is that his name? Kudzai and Kanye Mbao situation.
Yeah, dog. So I think Kudzi is the man. Kudzi Mshonga.
Yeah, Kudzi. Yeah.
Zimbro.
Never heard of him in my life. I was like, who the fuck is this person?
I'd only actually ever heard of him when I think Kanye Mbao spoke about dating him. So that was the first time I heard of him. But apparently he's like big things in age.
Bro, this one doesn't even strike. I was like, yeah, because I feel like I've seen enough of Kanye Mbao to think, okay, if someone said, oh, this is Kanye Mbao's boyfriend, I had a thing in my mind, an image in my mind. And he is not what came to mind. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I was like, that's him? It's just, at least maybe because he was crying because of Mjolo and whatnot. Maybe, I didn't catch him on his best day. But I don't know. I was just very, I was, But anyway, tell the people what happened, bro.
So I think they've been like together since almost a year, something like that. And for all those who don't know Kanye Mbao is the original Slay Queen in SA. Like, think whatever Slay Queen you see out here on IG.
Would you say her or Wanang? Who's the captain of that ship?
No,
or the
Kanye.
Originator?
Kanye.
Really?
Yeah, Bonang's more of a proper presenter, entertainer. Like, I think beyond.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Not that Kanye's not talented. Like, she acts. Like, she's an actress. But I think after the bleaching and the appearances and the everything, she is she established the template for slaying and not dating rich guys, but she has dated rich guys and finessing and.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay,
exactly.
Okay. She was the trailblazer in that specific market.
So at the time, she'd always be in the news like for stuff like that. Now it's like, okay, everyone's kind of doing it. But back when in the mid late thousands or 2000s or whatever, 2010s, wherever, she was like the one. Like, she got this guy to buy her a Lambo. Like, she's the ultimate one. The template comes from Kanye, I think.
Yeah.
Stand to be corrected. Obviously, you guys can add us and then let us know Wagwan. But she's been dating this guy for like 8 months. Apparently, this guy is big things in Zim, and they moved to Dubai. I think, from what I gather, they had moved to Dubai for a bit. I think their plan was to stay there. They were staying together, and then Mugai wakes up one day and Kanye's not there. Or
really?
Not that he.
Because I saw in one of the clips where he was saying, he helped her open a business.
Yeah.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
Something. Okay. Again, I didn't watch all the video clips. So I heard like 10 seconds.
So I think So long story short, I think she said she was going to a salon, and then by 2 a.m. she still wasn't home.
She ghosted the thingy.
She just ghosted thingy. 2 a.m. she wasn't home. So this is in Dubai. It's like Minata, I wake up, I say I'm going to go cut my hair. Next thing, so going to Angabui. So my man's was like, guys, so I think his immediate thoughts, and it's unfortunate that his brain went there, was that he was being dribbled, that he was being cheated on, right? So
is that the case or is not the case?
I don't know.
Or nobody knows?
No one knows. No one knows.
Uh-huh.
But he then takes to Instagram at
Yeah.
around 2 or whatever it is in the morning, and he goes on an emotional rant talking about, hey, I've done all this for this Han, I paid for her daughter's school fees, I buy her this, I helped her set up a business, she's the only woman I've ever loved, blah blah blah. And he was basically keeping track of all the things he'd done for her, and he was basically just explaining that she just disappeared, and you know, no one knows what happened.
I'm busy embarrassing some gents
Bro,
globally.
I'm like, this is an L that as a country we might struggle to come back
unnecessary.
from. But long story short, Kanye then re-emerges a couple hours later in South Africa. So she got on a flight back home.
So that's why she was MIA for so long.
That's why she was MIA. She got on a flight back home. I think after a couple of hours, she then posted a picture at her father's grave with her younger brother. I think they went to the father's grave, and it seemed like a bit of a PR exercise. And then she then apologized to all the fans and said, sorry for worrying you all, blah, 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 blah. So as you can imagine, during that whole storm when she was MIA, there was a lot of rumors that maybe something happened to her, that maybe this guy was responsible for something happening to her, that maybe she dribbled him and she's at some other, sugar daddy's house, because, people are always like, Kanye once dribbled the guy out of 4 Lambos. Who are you? Who are you?
Wow.
So he'd even say stuff like, guys, I'm hurt. They say men don't cry, but this one is deep. I just called my brother now. And he's like, bruh, we have been in Dubai for a bit with Kanye. She's now a resident. He was like, it hurt. He was legit convinced that she's taken him for idiot, taken him for Santa Claus, taken him for a blood clot fool.
Bomber clot.
Oh, blood clot fool. So he then comes back later and basically saying, baby, I love you. I'm so sorry for bringing our issues onto social media. Blah, blah, blah. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mr. Maps, this is where I come for your thoughts.
Hey, bro, so many. Firstly, she should leave him for that stupidity of jumping onto socials. There. I think.
You think she must just be hang right,
bro. Even no matter what's going on, bro, you don't bring your shit. You know what I mean? First of all, we don't care like that. That's number one. We're just standing down. People. I saw some tweets. People, retweeting. Pela, Kudzai must open a spaces, and it's not because we care. We want the tea.
People want social.
Yeah, we're bored. We're broke. When rich people have problems, we're gonna listen, right? That's just what happens. So when these guys now, I think immediately I don't take whatever's going on seriously. When things start to come on social media, immediately, as in my mind, it just goes to if it's a couple, these guys are not serious.
Yeah.
Because if you were serious, imagine me going onto social media. Hey guys, me and my babe are fighting. Hey, waddy, baby, I can't find you. But niggas were like, nigga, shut the fuck up.
Go find her. If you're concerned about where she is,
if you're concerned, exactly. Bro. You go and find my friend's iPhone, do something. Her best friend. Call the best friend. Do all this other shit. You know what I mean? And actually, even my first thought was this guy. First of all, he starts panicking and crying because he got shown flames by a lifestyle hand. The original lifestyle showed him flames. Some of these things, as Kandura always says, some of these jokes write themselves, bro. It's like. Honestly didn't make sense. I was like, you know what? That was embarrassing. And him being there were all these clips. I think it was IG Live, isn't it?
Yeah.
So on Twitter, it was all these 2-minute clips that are all over the place. Someone made a thread of them, and I'm just in my mind. I'm like, bro, at some point someone needs to call him. Hey, Karuyenza. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you were doing the most on IG, someone would call me. Be like, yo.
Bro.
Can you see what Senna's doing?
Nangu Senna's online.
And then I'd call you and I'm like, Senna, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like,
You're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing the podcast, you're embarrassing your family.
bruh, like all of this stuff, or at least I'd know who to call, who knows where to find you, to take away your phone, and then we figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But like, people are just watching this guy go off, and it's like, you know, I again, also what Kanye Mbao put out with you, oh, sorry guys for worrying you. You know, so all these things, I'm like, do people really care about celebrities like that? With, symbol you know, because I for genuine, not genuine people, like for normal people, right? You'll put it out there, and then, oh, okay, we can't find Senna, and then people, you know, some people like genuinely care, but I didn't know, like, with celebrities, this was genuinely a thing. Good people were now panicking. Oh my God, where's Kanye? Hey, this and that. I didn't know. So that to me kind of makes me, I don't know. I just kind of like, oh, okay. I didn't know it was that, like that. You know, like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I escaped. Oh, okay. I guess people are owed an apology. Generally speaking, I don't think celebrities owe us shit. You know what I mean? Like when people come
100%.
online to give explanations, if so and so cheated on her husband, oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Why are you apologizing to me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get money from y'all's divorce. You know, it's those type of things. Just, I'm like, why are we doing? Why do you feel the need to do an IG live updating us? Even when unless a celebrity, like, if you offend a certain type or race of people, or like, you know, a demographic, right? If you offend them, then I understand public apologies. Then yes, it's definitely needed, because okay, that makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. But then if it's a case of you're going through personal problems, and then just update, why? They're personal problems.
They are, but I think
public problems.
So this is consistent with something that I've been seeing online, and a message which I strongly endorse. Hurt kings should not have access to the internet. It's a recipe for messy disaster, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
that's true.
Whenever you're go-wishing, just bring yourself within yourself. Take away the phone, and just deal with whatever you're doing without access to social media, because you end up embarrassing yourself and your family over internet. And I think the one symptom that I see, right? So first of all, I think my little 2 cents is that Kanye, if you're with regards to Kanye, sorry, if you're in a relationship with someone, I think you inform them of your significant movements. Not every movement, but I mean, if you're dating someone and you live together, it's like, yo, babe, driving to wherever, be home late.
Yeah.
Like, I think that stuff is pretty standard in relationships. So it is a bit strange that you just take off without letting mans know, wagwan, like, hey, my G, listen, I want to go to SA. I'm going to SA.
Yeah.
Or even a text in your hand.
Definitely.
Unless
no, because a whole ass flight. That's a 9-hour flight from here to Joburg. You know, so it's she definitely needed to communicate with the chief, but then he didn't need to dramatize, you know, like that. Like that was completely unnecessary. Because also, if it is something as minor as, okay, not minor, but if it's something as relatively straightforward as she just caught a flight to Joburg, end of story. Yeah. Now these precious fans and what you've now panicked everyone, Pella. You know, exactly. And then now everything is going on. People's phones are blowing up. Hey, what you know what I mean? Like, but literally, she got on the flight and, you know, went to South Africa. But anyway,
my man's reasoning, I think it went straight to Nako, lifestyle queen has cheated on me, and I think it's one of those things where I think you find yourself dating.
That's insecurity.
It is insecurity. You find yourself dating the hot girl, and it happens a lot with Shem. I don't want to categorize certain guys in a particular way, but maybe growing up, or
categorize them more. Categorize
maybe growing up you weren't exactly the most social. Now you've made it, and you're like, let me show these hands, let me ball out, let me spend money on the fresh hands, and then they'll come to you because obviously they want to chop money as well. Like it's there.
Yeah.
But you're never secure, because you're not sure if they like you as a person. Then the moment something is offish, you're like, should la paso beti level. And then you're already going to a meltdown.
No. I knew it. I knew it. It's only a matter of time.
You know? Now you're going into the internet, telling us all the things you've done for her, and that's not a good thing. I mean, if you're
That
doing,
was a big tell.
yeah, if you're doing something nice for someone, I think to keep a list of everything you've done, like I did this, I did that, and I did that. It showed that it didn't come from a really good place. Granted, I will admit that what it can do is show how shitty the other person was towards you, and you're putting it into context with if, despite everything, she still did this. You maybe can, but I think if it was coming from a good place, you'd just literally only be hurt about what happened and not all the other stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I know Twitter is Mukutsi, but let's see what happens. Again, gents, please stop putting your L's out on the internet. Like, let's just have fun.
These
crack
are things
jokes,
you learn,
know,
with growing up. Wish I learned this in my younger days. I wish I had a 6-foot waist.
Bro, the guy looks old. Isn't he Joe? He looks like he's 30 or something.
Yeah, how old is Kanye? Kanye's 35, I think.
So he's probably up there.
He's probably up there as well, maybe pushing 40. I don't know.
So what growing up does he need to do? Like, this is the problem sometimes when bodies make man.
No, but
then,
you skip.
Now, inevitably, they have to be on social media.
The problem is that you skip certain developmental stages in this Mjolo thing. And then now you're having your first heartbreak at 35. Right. So
you've got all this money and access. And
you must go through it very young. So it prepares you later on.
As an unknown.
Yeah, exactly. Then you go wish when you're still, 18, 19, maybe even 23, 24, thereabout. You go through the things, you're still young. Now when you're now a family man with businesses and money and employees, and you're taking to social media to announce your out, it's not Ayoba.
Yeah, Lizulo Sisi, you need to make sure that you build these men's characters, build their characters, and you know exactly what I mean. Make sure when they're young, show them the flames now so that, when they now have money and they're settled, they know.
Yeah, but Bakona who never get past it, and then Umdiabe Subjela about his heartbreak in high school.
Yeah, no. Anyway, Mr. Moyo, let's do the last quick one. And Trick Daddy has some news for the people. He wanted to let them niggas know that he gets his salad tossed. Obviously the internet reacted the way the internet reacts, with offensive language and, referring to a certain type of person that he was. And I was like, that's so unnecessary. But I personally loved what he said. So for anyone who doesn't know, I guess I'll plug in the clip. Why not? But essentially, Trick Daddy loves his salad tossed. He's one of those guys that fully endorses it, being eaten out, all that shit. I personally admired him. I think he's a music artist, right? If I'm not mistaken. I've never listened to his shit.
I think he is a rapper or was a rapper.
Yeah, I think I haven't heard. What if he's a legend? Like, about Tupac there? I'm busy telling the world that I've never heard of him. But anyway,
I've never heard of him.
I'm a house music guy, guys. Said as a Ricky guy. So anyway, forgive us. So he's on a podcast because obviously all these old heads got to get on a podcast, and they're having fun. And he was like, "Nah, me, I don't mind getting eaten out, man. I'm about that life." And he let the whole world know. Me personally, I was happy for him that he let that information be known and normalized it, and like at least tried to put it out there with the no, mate, pray. Like, what's the issue? And I think, we'll progressively as a society. This is my personal take. There's a bunch of because if you go back to when we were in high school, right? Eating out a woman was taboo as fuck. No one wanted to admit they were eating pussy. Like no one. Like people used to be made fun of in CBC. Like,
no one wanted to admit they were beating.
Yeah, the type of even that, but that's a whole nother. But like in terms of this the subject, like if someone goes and like, Senna, we heard with the video you were out here eating pussy. Senna's ready to fight niggas. Like no, I don't eat pussy. Nah, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Like already sokule violence, right?
Yeah.
But then over time, shit got normalized. Now niggas are out here bragging with me. I eat pussy. You know, I'm in there, bruh. Like I'm out here, bruh, really making hands do the most. A, B, C, D. This is where we are as a society, and I think this is where we're going to be as well, with guys getting eaten up, because there is definitely a market for gents wanting to be eaten up. Like it's there. It's not even what you know. It's the odd. Nah. This shit is happening, and it's happening at a high rate. But in terms of the general consensus, people are not at a place where they will openly admit it. And the reason I know this is because I've bumped into way too many Huns who have said, I've done it, or a guy asked me to do it. And again, I'm pretty sure if Hans added us and or DM'd us, a bunch, bro, would get a bunch. Yeah, no, definitely.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
niggas want this. You know, so I think we're still there where it's just embarrassing for now.
I'll be like, oh,
but give it some years.
Like you see him walking around being in Dota. That nigga, yeah.
No, you still have those tools, gents. Yeah. If you like your salad toast, me personally, public service announcement to the gents. Me na personally, I'm charge, bro. If you
that's not the public service announcement I was waiting for.
What's the
I thought you were gonna be like, guys, personally, me, I like my salad toast. I was like, Tabo, man. Tabo, wait. I like Tabo, not here. No, don't take it to the street. That was me.
Nah. Never take that shit to the street.
And there are consequences to anything you say now.
No. If I was on that team,
I'll be like, my G.
I'll never admit it.
I'll be like, my G. Go right, go and
No, personally, I'd never admit. Like, it's just the climate right now is not conducive to uns admitting. Ergo, exactly what happened to Trick Daddy. If you go and find that clip on Twitter and you just read the comments,
they had him, bro. They cooked him.
Yeah, no. Like, people aren't ready for this. So it's like, nah, Trick Daddy, you came in a bit too early, dog. You know, a bit too early. But again, he is what guys like him are the people that we need to help move society forward. You know, I think, definitely. And again, who knows? Maybe it's the same propaganda, because a lot of Hans especially love to beat this drum of, hey, niggas, G-spot is in their ass. And me, every single time I'll tell them, it's okay, let it stay there. Right. That's fine.
So good.
Trust me, we are good. We are good to go. Sweetie, it's okay. Like, there's no more pleasure that needs to be derived from the things. I'm very happy. 5 stars, super satisfied.
I'm content.
We are. You know what I mean? But like, hey, maybe it is. Maybe it is. And homies are out here enjoying a different level of pleasure. All I'm saying is hopefully we get to a point in society where if you're trying to enjoy that, people are not going to think that, you're less of a man or you're gay or whatever.
Yeah.
Because again, at the end of the day, you're not trying to have your salad tossed by a man. That's not what niggas say. It's a hut.
Yeah,
you know?
And even if you're into that and you want a man to toss your salad, that's also fine, bro. Like, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. That's a different argument altogether in terms of progression in society. But in terms of just genuinely, if you're a straight gent and you want your salad tossed, even Hans, they need to also understand this thing, which is not a one-way street. Both ways. If I'm tossing yours, you toss my dog. Tit for tat.
Anyway,
tit for tat. Like, this is where we need to be as a society.
I'm good, Chef. Like I said, I encourage you guys to explore all the things and do all the things. Have fun. I mean, personally, and easy, because I can't imagine. There was a part in that interview where they're like, my G, so what happens? How does this work? There is honestly no position where that looks in any way.
And he asked you, so do you have your legs in the air? And he was like, it depends.
I can't imagine a context where you come out feeling like you're like still a real G.
Fam, this is what I'm saying. Senna, you're not ready.
I'm not ready.
What,
No, to be honest, I'm not ready. And I think I wasn't ready for a very long time. But that's just
how much would it take? How much would you need to be paid to let a hand toss yourself?
Nothing, bro. You're right. Like
Ula
$1 million
manga.
kates agula angfuni.
Senna, if they put $1 billion on the table, it's not like it's going to be watched, right? This is not televised or anything like that. Just
Does anyone else
enter
have to
that
know?
bedroom with it. Yes, obviously, no, publicly known, but
you see.
it would never ever be seen by anyone.
Dude,
You're not
I
doing
saw
it.
the way
Pam,
they
pam, pam.
fired the way they were cooking Trick Daddy, bruh, on Twitter the other day.
But
I love
again,
my piece.
as urban poet Jermaine Cole said on his latest album, if you're broke and clowning a millionaire, then the joke is on you.
True.
So, Senna, you would be $1 billion richer.
Which is a good
Me
money.
personally,
Really
I'd do it. Personally, I'd do it. $1 billion? I'd do
no,
it.
man appeal.
I'd do it.
That's what I'm saying. Does everyone else have to know?
Yes.
Ish.
So the rules are everyone who's everyone would know. The internet, right? The internet would know, right?
Yeah.
But no one would ever have seen it.
Yeah. I don't know. Of course.
Yeah. And it's $1 billion on the table. You're telling me we are
No, man, I'm trying to do the math in my head. You train for a couple of days. Family might disown you. But once you're a billionaire,
family
they're
why
not
might disown you when you can go to the family like here's 100,000.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Who's disowning
Balancing.
you, bruh? Who's disowning you?
They'll disown you, bro. You know how strong and patriarchal these families we come from are. But
you know what I've seen?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot in this life, and what I've learned is money moves it. Money will move religion. Money will move culture. Money moves a lot of things, bro. People will be but let there be money involved. Let Senna be the rich cousin, and then he says, you know what, guys, as a Moyo family, I want us to stop eating fish. You'll stop eating fish. I was like, all right.
We never liked it anyways.
Exactly. Me, and again, if we're being honest, niggas would do it for $10,000. If you put 10K USD and be like, let the internet know, okay, maybe 10 is young for some of the more tougher chins. 100,000, yeah, 100,000 USD.
Okay, that's about
I genuinely
1.6 million rand. Yeah, change your life.
I know people would take it in a heartbeat. Niggas would take it. But anyway, guys, hopefully as a society we get to a point where we are fine with everybody's kinks, men and women.
Yes.
And people can just enjoy themselves.
I salute
without
Trick
being
Daddy,
in the
bro.
shadows. Yeah,
Like,
me too.
That was
Me too.
That was brave. Like to just come out and say.
I think once you get to that age, you've been through life. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think he's on socials like that where it's like, oh my God, everyone's gonna be atting me. I think our generation, you'd think about that, but when you're an old head, it's like you know what I mean? Like, all right, cool,
I don't
whatever,
care.
Yeah, I don't care. Like at the end of the day, I'm enjoying my life. I'm living my best life. You're busy coming to clown me, but you're busy hiding the fact that you like lokla from your family or from whoever or the world. And it's like, nah. I think he definitely, definitely deserves applause, for that, because that was brave. that was definitely brave.
Him.
Yeah, nah. Salute the labi, bro. Anyway, Mr. Moyo, well done. 1 hour. So this really was your favorite hour with your favorite cheese boys. Anyone who feels like this podcast was too short today, please go and listen to the other episodes. I know very few of you have gone through everything. Go back. If you've gone through everything, rewatch them. Listen to your favorite hits, or I don't know, figure out some shit. But I think we've done the things. It almost didn't even happen, guys. So really, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. I don't think there's anything that we're forgetting, yeah?
No, I don't think we have any Siazamas again this week, so...
Yeah, we're good. Even if we did, we'll see them next week. Anyway, guys, y'all know what it is. Like the ting, what is it? Like the twing, retweet the ting, subscribe to the damn ting. Otherwise, we will assume you're a hater.
Yeah.
Mr. Moyo.
Laters.
Later.